is show you the whole process of this 10-gallon Peninsula Reef. All right, so what I did here, guys, just for purposes of being able to see the tank, I'll leave this here because of the light. When I take it off, you can't see it. So I'll withdraw some of the water, enough to make this light enough to lift up here. I'm gonna have to get a pump and go down.
Want me to lock it down, but I told her to pass the key. You gotta slow it down, girl, you moving too fast for me. Nobody did it like this, so they wonder, they asking me if I can slow it down, cause it's coming too fast for me. Baby, don't try it, just stop it. You should know that I got options. I be flying. Remember, you gotta obviously unplug everything. Make sure you have plugs in your new location. Like I already almost screwed up. Live in the cockpit, mess around with the money, get drop kick. Only one in the city to pop quick. Never cared about being your top 10. Got a house in the hills, can you top this? I came from where them boys leave you topless. They get crazy around here in my section.
And being this is a Peninsula tank, which is viewable by 3 sides. That's the way I see it, and the overflow, filtration, and whatnot is on one side.
All of my ops get to stepping. Know how long I had prayed for these blessings. Took my L's and turned them to lessons. I go take it, I'm not in the begging.
All right, so the glass is cleaned off now, guys. 3 sides, not the back here. This is gonna be the back.
I'm breaking bread, it's only with the brethren. I need the top, cause that's where I'm heading.
So what I'll do now is I'll get a pump, because for those of you who are really just starting, I really can't create a great siphon from here to here. Siphoning needs to be gravity, below gravity. So from here to here, I might get a little bit out.
Yeah, she want me to lock it down, but I told her to pass the key. You gotta slow it down, girl, you moving too fast for me.
What I'll do right now is just to get at least maybe half the water out, I'll use a pump and just do the surface. That way it'll make it light enough so I can pick it up and move it up here. You guys have been really well behaved. I appreciate that. Paying attention, focused, good. Before you put your aquarium anywhere, guys, it's always a good idea to put some neoprene foam. All right, guys, this is nothing more than neoprene. I ordered this from Amazon in a roll, and it's a 1/4 inch thick. What you want to do with this is cut it to the footprint of your tank. And this 1/4 inch thick neoprene will help level it a little bit. If it's not level on one side, the neoprene will give a little less than the other side. I mean, it's not going to go overwhelmingly level it, and it'll protect the glass bottom from the surface you're putting your tank on. I'm going to cut this 20 inches long by 10 inches deep or wide. And then that'll go up here on the table, and then the tank will go on top of that. I got really lazy here and didn't want to go to the garage to get the square, the metal square, but any straight edge to do this will work. So what you see here, guys, is I centered the neoprene over the cabinet. I didn't want to favor the right side because of levelness. You know, if I favor one side, the legs may not support the perfect level position. Now we're only dealing with not even 100 pounds when it's full, 10 gallons, but I still wanted it to be centered. I also centered it over the top inside, so it's not out here too far. So it's centered and leveled with the cabinet. All right, so you're going to see in this part where I start to take the water out of the tank, it's been down below. I have to basically do a water change and make it light enough to lift it from where it was up to here. So this is how I do that. All right, so what I'm using here to take the water out, this is an old Powerhead Aqua Clear 50. It's old, but it's strong, and it's just enough to get the water out. So I'm going to put that down inside. That's less than half. And then obviously you don't want this to be out. You want that to be in your bucket. And then you want to have a free plug handy close by. And this one right here is close. And there we go. Starting to go, guys, see? Remember, everything is out, no sensors, no ATO, everything is out of my overflow box back here. So a little quiz question of the day. How much does 1 gallon of water weigh? I think that's enough, because that's going to be light. That will not be that heavy for me.
Heavier than I thought.
Right on there, like that. That was really heavy. I would recommend not using any kind of sticky surface with your neoprene. Let it be able so you can move it around. That was a workout. All right, so the tank's up on top now. Now I'm just going to do a water change. I'm going to fill the water back in. All right, next step, I'm going to go get the water and fill it right up. All right? Check this out. This is the only thing you got to be concerned about when you do an internal overflow box. Look. All right, so I'm going to come over here and pour it in the back.
I'm a love giver.
All right, there it is, guys. It's up. And I'm going to put the light on it and put everything back in, and I'll show you step by step how I put it back in. All right, the first thing you want to do here, guys, is get your pump going. What you're hearing me do is untangling lots of spaghetti. Here's this. It's going to start. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. There it goes. That's pretty darn close, guys. Almost to where the old level was. So now at least we have circulation. It wasn't a snail. It was a hermit crab. I'm looking at the tank in between takes, guys. Next step is the heater. This is the HYGGER 50-watt mini. It's been perfect. It comes with a little controller here. It's not exactly on, but once you dial it in, then it doesn't matter. So the heater's gonna go in. All right, I'm going to put the sensor in now, but I'm not going to turn it on. That's the last thing I'll want to turn on, because obviously I don't want it to go off while I'm working on it. I'm looking down at the lower sections of the rock where there's less flow, and I'm seeing little tufts of algae growing in. So, all right, so the next thing I put in, guys, is this filter floss sponge. This you have to be careful with what you want to put in there in terms of its density, because if it's too dense, like if you do a real fiberglass floss, it's going to block the water flow. So I find one of these to be just perfect. It'll collect the larger pieces of food and detritus, and then I cut it so it's like tight, and I just wedge it in there. And it also kills the sound, guys. Any kind of trickle sound gets muffled in here, because now the water is only traveling from here to here, so it muffles the sound. I love the sound of silence. This was a $20 tank from PetSmart, and I just put this overflow in with acrylic, and I have a video on this, on how I did that. Now I can put the heater, this little filter sponge down in there, my pump is hidden, everything's in there. In this section I handled the ATO. I didn't really have to do too much changing of any of the electrical down below. I added one light strip. You got the ATO down below here. And of course, you can't forget the mini wave. Digital thermometer, that'll just go down in here. So ATO, if you're a new viewer, I add a small amount of kalkwasser in there. On this tank, I will not two-part dose at this point. I'm just going to rely on kalkwasser in my ATO to supplement calcium and whatever alkalinity it can supplement. Put the canopy back on. I have notches in the back of the foam blocking to take the cords to go through. I may have to do something with this, guys. Now that it's viewable from 3 sides, I'm not liking the way this looks. Looks good, guys. I'm gonna turn the light on so you guys can see what I'm looking at. It's not as... Yeah, let me turn the light on. Alright guys, once again that ends a Sunday video. I think that's enough, right guys? I agree. Tell the new viewers what that means. Anyway, have a great rest of the day. Water change Wednesday on Wednesday, new viewers. I try to do that every Wednesday. It comes out in the evening sometime. It's question and answer format, new viewers. So have a great rest of the day. I hope you enjoyed the video and take care now.